DagogetaTv. This is where hip hop lives. I'm your guy, Deme D, Mr. Everywhere. You never there. I'm really everywhere this time. I'm out in Maryland, man. Had to come and check. The legend in the making, my guy Kill, man. Was good. He was good.
I appreciate the love, B. I appreciate you driving down, bro.
Thank you.
It's a nice little trek, man.
Thank you for having me. No, listen, man, like I said, I'm everywhere. It's not a joke. It's not a game. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is an episode of Diggin Wit Deme, where this is a vinyl show, hip-hop vinyl, where we have collectors come through, show 5 pieces in their catalog, 3 they might just want to talk about, 4 prize possession, and 5th is a show-off piece. I have collectors, hip-hop enthusiasts, DJs, producers, people who just love the culture. So I got someone who represents that to the T here. Got my guy again, Kill, producer, enthusiast, radio host at some point, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little bit of
youth counselor,
bro.
you do it all, man. I love to see it. We actually met on, well, we interacted on Twitter.
Right, through Twitter.
Oh, and you're a content creator. Let me not forget that.
Yeah.
Content creator. So I think that's how I came across you. You know, you have your platform, Apartment 5B.
Yep.
How long you been doing that?
The podcast has been 10 years. We started, me and my brother F started live from the writer's bench, you know, because we would talk every day on the phone about hip hop. And we just were like, yo, we got to get this
Makes
out
sense,
there.
right?
You know, we started doing that. He moved to LA. You know, the time switch kind of messed it up because we record every Thursday at 9.
All right.
Now it's 6. He just got married, so he was doing his thing.
Okay.
So then it kind of morphed into the corner radio. And to me, that was just a whack name. You know what I mean? The corner radio, it didn't do it for me or whatever like that. So I'm sitting here like, damn, I need a name. And my wife's mother passed away. And I was like, damn, I want to do something to like salute her. So we in Harlem and we going into the building and you know, it's just apartment 5B. That was the apartment they grew up in. So that's where the name came from. You know, to salute Mary White out there. So.
And great platform too. Again, that's how I came across. So, because I actually came to Twitter myself to promote the platform, and it was dope to see someone had something similar and I had a passion for it. But in seeing that, I learned that you're also again a producer and a vinyl collector. Yeah. So that's what we have you here today on Diggin Wit Deme.
Right.
So we're gonna start with the first 3.
Okay.
The talk pieces. I'll start with the first one. You want to show the people?
All right. The first joint I'm gonna grab. This joint right here. Well, I'm gonna try to cheat a little and do 2 for 1.
Do your thing. We out in Maryland.
It's the same artist, but it's Billy Joel.
Okay.
The Stranger right here. So this is like, my mom's is a jazz musician.
Nice.
And a music teacher. So she like taught music in school districts of Philly for over 30 years. So I kind of grew up around music. And this was one of her favorite albums right here. And as a shorty, I remember being 6. Used to scare me because it's like the face right there. Oh, yeah,
that look a little, yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can see that face right there. Used to scare me as a shorty. But she would just play this album all the time. And I mean, it's like, you know, moving out. There's so many classics on here, Just the Way You Are, just a crazy Billy Joel album. So I just love this. This is always special to me.
Definitely a legend.
This Billy Joel album to me is special because this is the first time I heard a sample. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta understand, I'm 50, so we ain't come up with the internet. We ain't come up with who sampled. And
it wasn't obvious.
It wasn't obvious. So I'm just going through these records, and I hear G-Rap's "Road to the Riches," which is one of my top 5 Marley joints that he's ever produced.
I didn't even know he got that from that.
You know what I mean? Number 2, there ain't no sample snitching. That stuff is, again, the internet is out there.
Most of that stuff is already
it's already out there. Don't get mad at me.
I'm just one of the people that's clueless. I don't be knowing samples.
So it's like, this was Road to the Riches. So when I heard that, I think this is what kind of planted the seed for me to want to be a producer because, again, I didn't know. You know, I'm a shorty. I'm 14. I didn't know where these songs are coming from. Okay, and again, by my mother being a jazz musician, we grew up listening to a lot of jazz in the house. So I don't come from like
the effect is different.
Yeah, it's different. You know, most people I talk to, they'll be like, nah, you know, my parents, we used to play Marvin Gaye when we was cleaning up. We used to listen to this. So I'm more so listening to jazz and things like that. So like these 2, that's one of the joints right here.
The Billy Joel too, man.
Yeah, the Billy Joel is dope. I'm gonna go over here.
So we going to the second piece, Diggin Wit Deme. As you see, the choices are endless. As y'all see,
right. We're gonna go with Chicago, man. Again,
that's I like that cover.
Another joint that's again my childhood. I mean, because I feel like again we were just talking about planting the seed, you water the harvest. To me, these were like the seeds that I was planting for my mom's. You know what I mean? And she's a flautist. So she plays the flute. So a lot of people think it's flutist. It's actually flautist.
Let them know, man, because people damn sure think they know everything.
Right. You know, this is why I was so pissed when 3000 came out with the
I remember that was a big
thing.
And
I'm like, yo, bro, this nigga's playing the recorder. Like, he's really not a flautist. Like, it's disrespectful for this boy to be out here trying to be like he playing the flute, he playing the recorder. Don't even get me started on that, bro. Because
we gonna get it to the next joint.
But this joint right here, again, another special joint. This is joint Color My World on here. It's a flute solo. So she used to always practice this.
So this is a flute album?
No. It's just like...
they had a flute solo.
Yeah, it's like more... Chicago's more like a funk band.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Saturday in the Park. De La sampled it for Saturdays. Okay. So, you know, very dope album. But again, just another seed that was planted for me to like kind of fall in love with music. And then the third joint, we're gonna go with Curtis Mayfield, Superfly, man. To me, one of the dopest soundtracks ever. Curtis Mayfield is my favorite soul artist.
Yeah, he definitely was a talented artist.
I mean, this whole album is just crazy. I mean, if you haven't heard it, tap in. You'll hear everything from Mary to Pete and CL on here.
Everything.
Just everything on this joint. So to me, just one of the dopest
Pusha's
soundtracks.
On there?
Yeah, Pusha Man is on here. Yeah, Pusha. That Audio 2 from Brooklyn used back in the day for Many Styles. They had a joint out called Many Styles that sampled that joint. Yeah, you know what I mean? So this is just one of my favorite soundtracks. Now a show-off piece that's kind of...
So those are the talk pieces right there. We got Curtis, Billy Joe, and what was the other group?
In Chicago. So we got Chicago, Billy Joe, 52nd Street for people who want to hear the OG. Road to the Riches. You got The Stranger right here. The Curtis Mayfield joint. Now this the show off piece.
The show off piece. Flexing on these other collectors.
I'll go with this Dilla piece. With this Dilla.
Ooh, that's not a prize possession.
Yeah,
that shows you how vast your shit is.
Well, yeah. This is more the show off piece.
It's a show off piece.
Just because it's framed, you know, it's a nice picture disc. You know what I mean? For Jay Dilla, who is my favorite producer. Okay. And I also think he's the GOAT producer too. You know, but again, that's coming from a producer's standpoint. Mm-hmm. So I understand there are a lot of people who would be like, nah, Dilla, like he's dope, but he ain't the dopest ever. But you gotta understand, I understand what he's doing behind the scenes.
But he's in the I feel like people treat him as if he's in the convo.
Yeah, he may be in the convo, but you know, whenever I say he's the GOAT, boys be looking at me like I'm crazy. But then when you come through and I show you what he's doing, you know what I mean? Because there's two ways to look at things. And the catalog is crazy. The catalog is dope. But I understand when you're going up against Pete, Primo, RZA, you know what I mean? The catalog looks crazier, but it's more so about what Dilla was able to do with less.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So that's my thing.
This is fine.
Yeah, so frame this joint. And then the last joint is Prize Possession.
I know it's one of many.
Right.
I mean, your Prize Possession.
Prize Possession is the Skull Snaps.
Oh, I'm not even familiar with this right here.
Yo, It's a New Day. Now, this joint was, it's a famous breakbeat. It's probably top 3 breakbeat for me, probably behind Impeach. No, it's probably number 2, right behind Impeach the President. This joint was made famous by this producer, Paul C., who was out of Queens, white boy out of Queens.
That sounds familiar.
Paul C. mentored Large Professor, which is why Large Professor's production company is called Paul C. Productions. And what he did was he used that for this joint. It's in the hallway now, but for Steezo, God bless the dead, who passed away from COVID. But he had a joint called It's My Turn. And It's My Turn starts off with these hard drums. I remember the first time I heard it, and I'm like, yo, what drums are those? Like, it was crazy. And Eric Sermon used to use it so much. I used to call it the Eric Sermon break. But come to find out, it was the Skull Snaps. Right? So it's an original joint right here. And that's another thing, too, with me with records. My OG, I always tell people, is how you was raised. You know what I mean? My OGs raised me so that you do not have reissues. So these are all originals. These are no reissues. You know, years later, you'll come out with a reissue that you could just buy.
I've seen it doing this.
I've
seen that. Yeah.
No disrespect to people who have reissues. It's just the way I was raised. You don't.
You in it for real though. That's the difference.
You do it for this. And my man taught me, if you can't find the original, then maybe it ain't worth you having. Keep looking. You know what I mean? So those are the 5 right there that I got for that.
That's what's up. That's what's up right there. Thank you, my G's. Another episode of Diggin Wit Deme. We here with Kill. Make sure y'all tune in to Apartment 5B.
Yes, sir.
So it's every Thursday, but you have plenty of episodes.
Well, everything comes out on Monday. So we record Thursday. It's out on Monday. Everything is on my website, willmakebeatsforfood.com. You can, I got that. I was in New York. I used to spend every summer in New York.
Yeah, you see that, right?
My aunt would get on me because whenever there was panhandlers on the train, I would always get them money. She'd be like, yo, you ain't gonna have no money left or whatever like that. Then when it started making beats, it felt like I was a panhandler. It felt like it's always like, yo, can I play for you? Can I play for you? Can you introduce me? So I was like, yo, we'll make beats for food. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
And it's stuck. And YouTube, you can always check us out. And anywhere you watch podcasts, just Apartment 5B. You tap in and check that out.
All right, so make sure we gonna make sure since I pulled up in Maryland, this is the first part. He gonna be back for another episode of Diggin Wit Deme. I'm your guy Deme D, Mr. Everywhere. You never there. Make sure y'all subscribe, share, hit that red button, my G.